We all carry our own death anxiety and that awkwardness around it. It comes from a good place. We don't want to make things worse for people. We're afraid we'll say the wrong thing. But unfortunately, what we all do out of our fear of saying the wrong thing, sometimes we say nothing. And it leaves bereaved people feeling unsupported. And they do notice when you hop into a shop door to avoid them across the street. Those are the hurtful things that people in bereavement talk about. If we were to keep it very simple, I'd say acknowledge the grief. Just acknowledge. It's a message to the other person that says, I'm sorry that this happened to you. You don't have to make it fancy. You don't have to come up with something that's going to make them feel better. The message between you is just, I care that this happened. So our old Irish one is, I'm sorry for your trouble. It's actually quite hard to improve on. It's just an acknowledgement, be it in person or a personal note dropped in the drawer or something that's said at the funeral. It matters to bereaved people. It's already such an isolating experience. It really matters that other people show up. So show up and acknowledge it, and then stay away from your own story. We get kind of activated sometimes in talking to someone that's been bereaved. It makes us think of our own losses, and before we know it, we're telling our own story. Most bereaved people early in bereavement don't need to hear about our stories. They just need to know that you care. We should write a book on some of the worst things that people say. If I was to say it in short, I'd say anything that starts with the phrase, at least, is wrong. When bereaved people say at least, when they come to that, it often means they're starting to get a handle on their grief. You know, so if a bereaved person says, well, at least he didn't suffer, or it's better, you know, that he went before me, he wouldn't have been able to manage without him. That's bereaved people starting to grapple with their grief. When we as supporters are saying at least, I think we minimise the grief, we're not getting it. It's not your job to try and make the person feel better. So I'd say don't say anything that starts with at least. Don't tell stories about grief, either your own or I know a fellow who had it worse. Anything like that is kind of our own activation. Show up and shut up and just support. If you don't know what to say, just say that. I'm so sorry, I don't know what to say. How are you today? What can I do for you today? Simple practical things. Sometimes they don't feel kind of highfalutin enough for us, but actually bringing over a home-cooked meal and leaving it not on your best china that you'll be looking for it back, but just a simple dish that saves them having to put up a meal, and maybe they eat something nutritious that night. That is good grief support. And there's no mad rush. You know, for people who've had a significant bereavement, this is life-changing. This is going to go on for a long time. So there's plenty of time. You can pace yourself. A lot of bereaved people will say there's the mad rush of everybody in the first month, but then they face into the first Christmas, the first birthday, other anniversaries that people might not know about. If you're serious about supporting your friend, as you said, try and be there over the long haul.